Welcome to Kitchen Garden Therapy. I'm Slava. Today I would like to talk about fava beans, also known as broad beans. They are delicious springtime beans that you can grow very early in the spring because they are frost tolerant, not like the rest of the beans. They are very famous around the world and one of the oldest known cultivated plants. Fava beans date back to about 6000 BC. Also, fun fact, in the most famous movie ever made, Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter told Agent Clarice that he ate liver of one of his victims with some fava beans. Please never try that, but do try growing fava beans, because it's so easy. And let me share with you how I grow fava beans. Most people will tell you to direct sow your beans just like peas. But if you want to jumpstart your season, or if you have problems with critters, birds, squirrels, mice love to go and dig that fresh soil and eat those seeds. So if you don't want that to happen, start your seeds indoors and then transplant them in the ground. Of course, starting your seeds indoors, you may run into a problem of planting it too early. Maybe you had a warm spell and then it got cold again. No problem. You can always eat those shoots. They are delicious, just like pea shoots. Broad bean greens are edible and you can add them to salads or stir fry and just utilize those overgrown seedlings and then start new ones. You can see here I have some seedlings ready to go outside, but the weather isn't cooperating yet. No problem. But if you didn't eat all of your seedlings, you can go ahead and transplant them when they are about 5-6 inches tall. Make sure to provide some sort of a support for them. And if you have some frost coming, just cover them up with a frost blanket or a plastic. They do tolerate frost. Just it's not a good idea to leave them out in the open with frost for too long. That may slow down the growth of your broad beans. Usually when I plant my broad beans in March, I start harvesting in May, and it goes well into June. Usually in June, I can have harvest like this one shown here. These are my broad beans with the rest of the veggies and fruit. Can't wait for June and the rest of the summer again, so I can have harvests like this. But in order to have that kind of harvest, I need to start planting right now. So last year I had 2 varieties growing, Windsor and Aquadulce, and this year I decided to give a try to 5 new varieties, new for me, of course. This is the traditional one, Robin Hood. It looks very similar to the Windsor by color and by size. This one, Sweet Lorraine, is very similar to the Aquadulce variety, which is used as a cover crop. Cover crops usually have smaller beans, but you can grow them as a regular fava bean as well. And I'm most excited about these 3 varieties because of their looks. I got them from Uprising Seeds, uprisingorganics.com. And look at this color. This one is so cool, such a bright green color. It's called Masterpiece. Now this Karmazin variety from Poland is very nice red burgundy color. And Frog Island Nation is very purple. So I'm very excited to give them a try. I'm very happy I was able to find them. And this is the way I plant my fava beans for transplants. Really close to each other. I do divide the varieties so I don't mix them up. I am going to transplant them in clumps. That's why I don't have to distance each seed very far from each other. But if you do want to direct sow, then 6 inches is recommended. But I think that's too far anyway, kind of like with peas. They can afford being more close to each other. So I just kind of push them inside the soil. You can, of course, don't do this and just cover with more soil on top, just like this. That's easier. Make sure you cover your broad beans at least with an inch of soil. They like to be buried deep because they have a large seed. Water them well and watch the magic happen. Broad beans, just like peas, sprout really fast even without soaking. So another thing you can do is pre-soak, but that's just an extra step. You don't have to do this. They grow fast anyway, even without soaking. And in 3 months, you'll have a beautiful harvest of broad beans in your garden. Give them a try. I am sure you will like it. They also have beautiful flowers. Just look at them. Pollinators love them.